We're getting ready for the first of the individual field event finals on this second day. It'll be the women's discus. Quite a contrast between some highly experienced competitors and some youngsters with a lot of talent and made an impression in the last couple of seasons. Number one in Europe this year is Germany's Nadine Muller. She's definitely one of the younger generation on the up. But we have some very experienced competitors like the Russian Natalia Zadova and Nicoletta Grasso of Romania.
Vamos con la final de disco de mujeres.
The next event will be the women's discus throw final.
Van a participar
Will take part in this competition
representando a Alemania,
representing in Germany, Sabine Rumpf.
Sabine Rumpf, one of the two Germans in this final, former European under-23
Suecia,
champion.
Representing in Sweden,
A lot of success early in her career. And the Swedish record holder, Anna Zadova. And one of the greats of women's discus from Romania, Nicoletta Grasso.
Mundial de Berlín,
4 World Championship medals to her credit.
World Championships bronze medalist, representing Romania, Nicoletta Grasso.
Grasso is 38 years of age now, but still highly effective.
representando a
Number 4 in Europe this year.
Representing in Poland, Joanna.
And Poland have a strong tradition in this event. Joanna Wisniewska, World Championship finalist 3 years ago.
Europea del año.
But this is really the star of the European season and the world season in women's discus, Nadine Muller. Tops the charts in Europe with 67 meters and 78. That's a big and strong German team hoping for great things from her.
Representing in Poland, Violeta Poteta.
Second of the Poles in this final, Violeta Poteta, an experienced.
Representando a Serbia,
Representing in Serbia, Dragana Tomasevic.
Tomasevic of Serbia, close to her lifetime best this year. And one of the veterans, like Grasso, 38 now, Natalia Zadova
Representing in Russia,
of Russia.
Olympic champion.
Has to be said that this year her form has been a little patchy. And indeed 2 years ago in Beijing, it was a big surprise when she didn't qualify for the Olympic final. But she's been one of the top throwers the last decade and a half.
Representing Russia,
Another of the Russians, Svetlana Zaykina. Indeed, the Russian champion this year.
representando a Croacia y campeona
Young talent
Europa
on the
Junior
rise,
2019.
Sandra Perković
representing Croatia,
of Croatia.
junior
Now, she
champion,
is at
Sandra
number 2 in the
Perković.
European rankings this season. Very fine, 66 meters 85. That makes her a medal contender, no mistake.
Representando a Lituania,
From Lithuania, Zinaida Zendriute,
Zinaida Zendriute.
World Championship finalist in Berlin last year.
representando a Holanda,
And representing the Netherlands,
From the Netherlands.
Monique Jansen.
Janssen, Monique Janssen. Lifetime best for her this year, just over 60 meters. Might not get her a medal, but she's certainly going well this season. In quite a few disciplines in the European Championships, the quality is as good as if it were a world or Olympic final, and this is well, pretty much true in the discus for women as well. Certainly true in the javelin on the men's side. European javelin title is equivalent to anything else in the world, and most, if not all, but most of the top women discus throwers are from Europe. The Americans have some fine performers, so do the Cubans, but most of them from the continent of Europe. So getting off this final, Sabine Rumpf of Germany. Now it is windy in the stadium, and the discus throwers don't necessarily like a following wind. Ideally, they'd like it coming over their throwing shoulder. Most of them tending to be right-handed throwers. Schröderberg. The strength of the wind is proven by the way those flags aren't just fluttering, they're really billowing in the breeze. Round one for Schröderberg. Just a little over 55 metres. That's not going to be troubling the best throwers still to come.
Next event will be the first round of the women's 400-meter dance. First two in each heat and two best performers will advance to the final. See the list of participants or their score.
Grasso, one of the greats. Now, tactics do matter in field event competitions. Some like to get out big throws, big efforts early, and then let the opposition worry about it. Other performers tend to build and grow during the competition. First round for Grasso. That fast arm whipping out the disc. And that's impressive from Grasso. A good, solid first round throw.
Line 3 representing Great Britain,
Lee McConnell.
From one Russian to another, here we are, the final of the discus, and it's Zadova.
Nicoletta Grasso de Rumanía continúa en primera posición en la prueba de disco con 63.48. Y la rusa Natalia Zadova es segunda.
Now she stayed in the circle, so no problems with the judges there, but it's just around the 60-meter mark. Well, that's not anything sensational, but at least it is a score, a mark in the opening round for Natalia Zadova. Zaikina. Younger generation of Russian throwers. Has she got a nice loop there or not? I fear not. That was a little too high. May well have got caught by the wind, but that trajectory was really out of sorts. Not what a thrower wants to see. She gets it away, and it just plummets. In fact, finishing short of 60 meters. The Croatian champion. Certainly, Sandra Perković is a young talent. Just 20.
Els resultats de la primera sèrie de 400 metres llissos femenins el tenen al marcador electrònic.
We can see in the scoreboard the results of the first heat in the women's 400.
Strong and well balanced in the circle. Oh, that's just short of the lead. In these early days, this is still round one, but Perković has really shown that, yes, she is in the mood.
Is taking the second position in the women's discus throw with a 62.90.
All her form this season has shown that she could take a medal in Barcelona, and that throw is a very handy contribution. Sandriute of Lithuania.
Prueba de salto de altura en el grupo A, el listón en 1.92, 4 atletas han superado esa altura. Y en el grupo B, el listón está en 1.95, son 6 los atletas.
Just around, or in fact just beyond the 60-meter mark. So for Sandriute, well, that's getting close to a lifetime best. be a major surprise if she did get up into the medals, but that is pretty good from Sandra Ute. 60 meters and 21 is her best ever.
La russa Natalia Zadova, que està només 4 centímetres de la tercera posició, que té la lituana Sandra Ute.
Grasso, been in this situation so many times before. She's had at least 20 years of this. Opening throw for Sandra Ute, just checking the old commentary notes. And she has thrown a personal best, 60 meters and 48. And Muller, the two German hopes, especially the athlete on the right of picture, Nadine Muller. The Russian champion. Didn't have the most impressive opening throw. I think if ever the phrase a damp squib was justified, it was poor old Zaikina's opening throw. It just flew too high and sank like a stone. Oh dear, she's having a nightmare of a final, unfortunately. I think wisely she wanted to avoid the embarrassment of having that throw measured, so she stepped out of the circle, and if you do that, that is an automatic foul. Troubling times for Zaikina. In contrast, the Croatian Perković looked very good with her opening effort. Very lithe, strong physique for Perković, and that's not quite as far as her opening effort, but still a consistent series so far. You may be wondering where that one appears. It's not actually on the infield, but it's all part of our modern gadgetry to help the worldwide audience understand what's going on. Number one, naturally enough, denoting that is building up to be a good series for Sandra Ute. It's a little short of 60, but unlike some, such as the Russian champion Zaikina, she at least has 2 legal marks on the board. She's currently in 3rd place, and now I would be very surprised if she can hold on to 3rd, a bronze medal position, but we'll see. Janssen of the Netherlands. Whips that discus out, just avoids hitting the cage, but the man with the red flag shows it's a foul, and the reason why it was a foul is it went outside the vector, the V, that is the throwing area. Grasso of Romania.
Nicoletta Grasso en el seu tercer intent, aquests 63 metres 7 centímetres.
That's dipping just short of 1st place. In fact, it is Grasso who is the leader after round 1. So almost extending her lead, but solid series so far. There she is, another 63-meter plus throw. We move into round 3. Nadine Muller. hasn't been impressive so far. This is a big surprise. The top European this season needs a big throw. And that is lackluster. Nadine Muller having a miserable time so far. This is a big surprise.
And then we can see on the scoreboard a summary of the first round. The women's 400
Sags to the ground, just around the 55-meter mark, and the body language and the face tell the story. Ustalova taking that last heat in the women's 400, fastest race of the day, but the times don't matter too much, really. Tomasevich of Serbia. Just over 60 meters for her. That is looking like her best throw so far of the three. It is indeed. Not by much. Brisk, almost military march into the discus circle for Natalia Zadova. So big and strong, but it's not proving so effective so far. And that's her second foul. So halfway into this competition, Zadova has thrown just over 60 meters. Hasn't looked in great form.
Second position, Sandra Perković with 62.98. In third position, Nicoletta Grasso with the personal best of
60. Hasn't even looked as good as that in terms of her form, has to be said.
I ara és el torn de Svetlana Saikina, que marxa en novena posició amb 56.09. Si vol entrar la millora de llançar més de 57.78.
The misery continues. It must be awful when that happens. For international athletes so used to the hours of training, the working on technique, and then it all goes wrong in front of, if not a packed house, at least this is quite a few thousand spectators in the Montjuic Stadium, and there you are, you mess it up like that. Pekovich, though, hasn't been messing anything up. She's looked in very good form in contrast. Oh, just had the sense that she didn't get the balance right there. And that's her worst throw of the three. Short of 55 meters. Her best remaining the opening effort of over 62. So that should still make her in medal contention as they go into the second half of the final. Now she stays in second. And what happens is that as they go into the second half of the final, the field is cut by 4. 12 athletes start the final. It then is brought down to 8. And they'll be throwing in reverse order. So that's how we have the situation in the field events and indeed in the jumping events, where whoever is in sight of the title, the gold medal, is performing last. Sandra Ute, the disc just gets clear of the cage. Not by much, though.
I amb el llançament de la holandesa Monique Jansen finalitzarà la tercera ronda de llançaments i les 8 millors passaran a disputar la millora. Si Monique Jansen llença més de 57-78, serà ella la que passarà la millora. Si no, Nadine Muller...
She still is in third, but I really struggle to believe that she can hold on to that place. There are some big throwers, big talented throwers who are behind her at present, but I doubt if they'll be in that position for the whole final. Jansen, the Dutch thrower, currently in 12th and last position. And that little Q on the screen, superimposed on the screen, that goes back to what I was talking about, that the cut will be made and only 8 throwers left in the final. And I fear for Monique Jansen that she is unlikely to be one of those 8. Slight improvement. But now big question marks to be asked of Nadine Muller. Zadova, she should make the cut pretty easily. But Muller, whom we just saw, yes, the European leader, getting some encouragement from her teammate Sabina Wumpf. She needs to get a big throw in, otherwise she is in danger of not making that top 8, and so there will be no more final for her. Sandra having the performance of her lifetime so far, and in a splendid setting as well, with a personal best to get an unexpected 3rd place, but that is only at halfway, I emphasise. And Muller just staying within that top 8. Oh, Muller is really struggling. The windy conditions doesn't seem to be suiting the throwers that much. Not particularly long throws coming in, but Muller is really struggling, and I wonder whether it's the weight of expectation as well coming into this final and regarded as such a strong contender. Rumpf from Germany. And she is outshining her more illustrious colleague, Nadine Muller. Neither of them so far, it has to be said, are looking threats for medals.
Sabine Rumpf millora una mica la seva marca amb 58-83, però segueix en 7ª posició. Ara és el torn de Joanna Wisniewska de Polònia, que marxa 6ª.
Wisniewska of Poland. At her best, she's certainly capable of getting over 60 meters. Fast arm, very athletic in the circle. Wisniewska, that's more like it. And this round needed some perking up, and Wisniewska of Poland has provided it. That's one of the better throws we've seen. The way the discus is coming down, just losing trajectory very quickly and just plopping down, does illustrate how strong the wind is, but she moves into the bronze medal position. So displacing the Lithuanian Sandra Tomaszewicz of Serbia. She's not the biggest of throws, but she looks very well balanced. Not really quick either, but she gets that discus away. A steady performance without being anything spectacular so far. Those are the athletes who had a brief glimpse of them who didn't make the cut, the four who take no further part in the final, but Zadova still hanging in there. Not a happy performer in this final. Doesn't like that throw either. So stepping out of the circle earns her another cross against her name. Perković, who just lost third place. Slap down the middle. If you might be a golfer, you might think of it that way. And Sandra Perković certainly gets it down that central channel. And just about stays inside the circle as well.
Lane 2 representing Slovenia, Sebastian Jagarinek.
Just is the operative word, but she's building a good series. Nothing too flashy and still in there with a chance of what would be a surprise medal indeed. But Perković looks in the mood to do something special. Best throw so far came in the opening round.
In lane 4, the Europe best performer this year representing Belgium, Nadine Muller.
I wonder if that was a slight miscue. That's going high, quite hard too. That's not quite her best throw of the series so far. Stays in the circle, so it's another legal throw. Just looked as if she released it a little too early. Wisniewska of Poland produced her best effort in the last round. Now here we are in round 5. Uncharacteristic from the pole, a foul there. She stays in the bronze medal position. One more throw only left for her. Tomašević of Serbia. Out to the right of the vector, but just stays within the legal territory. Does she get a red flag? I wonder. I think it's slightly difficult to judge from that angle, but it looked like she was getting close to the edge of the circle. And I'm not sure actually whether she didn't decide that it was going to be not worth measuring. Indeed she did. She walked out of the circle, so that will be a foul. Nadine Muller hanging on by her fingertips into this women's discus final. Has shown nothing like the kind of form she's demonstrated all season. Grasso in contrast, and Zadova. Well, Zadova not so much, but certainly Grasso, the Romanian, has looked as strong as ever. And Sandra Perković, the Lithuanian, has been a real surprise. Nothing spectacular about her technique, but she's getting consistent throws in. That's not quite up to her best when she went over 60 meters. Well, 5th place, if she can hang on to 5th place, will still be her best ever performance at a championship. Perković looks dangerous. Wisniewska on the pole, we just saw her, certainly in a medal position, and Perković chasing the leader, Nicoletta Grasso of Romania.
Next event will be the second semi-final of the men's 400-meter dash. First two in each.
Just stays inside the circle, and that's big. That is Perković once again threatening the leader. One more throw left. She's got silver in her sights, but it may be even better. Grasso, meantime, is the closest to the goal. Round 5 for the veteran Romanian. Whips that out, a lot of speed, nice trajectory, falls short, and again I think the wind is proving a factor, cutting those throws short. Perković intent on her main rival. Zadova, can she produce something bigger? Throws finals have so often been won in the final round. Zadova is trailing outside of the medals. Well, that's perhaps her best of the final, but it's not good enough for a medal. Natalia Zadova, maybe this is her last ever final. At 38, she can't have many more championship years ahead of her, and the Russian fails to get among the medals. Natalia Zadova with not the most distinguished sequences of her long championship career, but a medal still possible for Wisniewska. The Pole has looked in good form. Last effort for her. Whoa, that is close. That should put her in the top 3. Follow that. Oh, she just fouled. She has just fouled. That was a big throw, and from her reaction, you wouldn't have thought she realized that it was a foul. She looked very happy, at least in my eyes, walking away from that circle, but she put her foot over the rim, and that counts as a foul. So Wisniewska's chance of improving on 3rd place is gone. Now, what about Perković? Last chance for this young Croatian. Big and high, but is it going a long way? It is! And that is the lead for Sandra Perković of Croatia. What response can Nicoletta Grasso make? Sandra Perković, in the last round of the European Championship final, produces the throw of her lifetime. That is the lead.
64-67, taking the lead on Nicoletta.
And only one woman can deny her. And she is about to step into the discus final. Grasso has just lost her lead and has only this chance to regain it.
That's a 10 for Nicoletta Grasso.
Es la respuesta de Nicoletta Grasso, la atleta rumana que ha ido primera en toda la prueba.
That's looking good, but is it good enough? It's not. Short of 60 meters. And right at the death, we have the order overturned. Sandra Perković, this young talent from Croatia, has won the European discus title.
Representing Croatia, the new European champion, the women's discus throw.
What a performance. Grasso has been in many a contest, so often come out on top, but this time she had to settle for silver. Nicoletta Wisniewska of Poland is the bronze medalist. Grasso has the silver, but it's Croatia with Sandra Pekovich who has gold. .64 meters and 67, not quite a lifetime best, but what a throw under pressure. And a mascot we're going to see quite a lot over the next few days. Barney offers his, or maybe her, congratulations. And Grasso, perhaps this is a changing of the guard. The Romanian so often has been a winner. Disappointment, big disappointment for Nadine Muller of Germany, who came into this final as the top thrower in Europe. And she was way down the list. Muller in 8th place. Top of the list, Perković. Wisniewska has bronze for Poland. What a change. And so often in the last round of a field event competition, you have drama, and Perković certainly provided that. Surprises down the list. Muller would not have expected her to finish as low as that in 8th place.
Ireland, Gordon Kennedy.
First gold of the championships for Croatia, and I have to say that was not exactly expected. So often Croatian hopes are centred upon the women's high jump with Blanka Vlasic. She is still to come, but the Croatians already have got one in the bag.
Lane 3, representing France, Yannick Fonset.
Calle 4.